I think it's the housing minister, Reginald Austri, who says that it's basically is the opposition trying to push propaganda, and he has basically shrugged it off and asking the Labour Party to concentrate on winning the upcoming Soufriya by-election. For Austri, I don't know about the other ministers, this is a non-issue. How do you comment on that?
Not only in Dominica, that in a situation of such grave concern, that the Minister of Government can actively go on radio and say that and expect people to believe him. Only in Dominica. People don't need to believe me or Mr. Linton or the opposition. They simply need to Google Panama Papers, put in the word Dominica in the search. It allows you to search by country. Put in the word Dominica. Do your own research. Don't let those ministers tell you what to believe. Do your own research. I just explained to you about how.
And I think it's that simple. I mean, some people want to dismiss this, but they can actually go and see for themselves what's going on around the world as it relates to this Panama scandal.
Matt, absolutely. And let me just be very clear about this. What is at stake? You see, what is happening there is that Dominica, we have lawyers, as I said, like Mr. Isidore, Alec Lawrence and so on, who set up those companies. By far and large, these are companies that are bent on evading taxes in the U.S. These are companies that are laundering the proceeds of illicit money. And the U.S. government have said that over and over and over again. So because these companies are set up in the Caribbean, it means that they're going after the Caribbean banks. And that is where we're going to have a problem. So Mr. Austri can say what he wants. The fact of the matter is, this is a very serious concern to the U.S. because we're talking about crimes being committed by individuals. And I'm not saying that the crime is committed when Mr. Isidore opens an account. When Mr. Isidore opens an offshore account, an offshore registers an offshore company. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that crimes have been committed with regards to the movement of monies between those accounts. And when that happens, the U.S. government is concerned. And there may be a very severe price to pay. And I told you, up to June, long before the Panama Papers, there was concern about the correspondent banking relationship. They had already moved to shut down 10 banks, can no longer do business with U.S. banks within the Caribbean region. This number is going to grow exponentially as more and more information comes out concerning those Panama Papers.
Again, Thompson, I know you'll be here soon. I suspect we may be talking on Monday.
Matt, unfortunately, I'm not back on Monday. I still have some more travels. I will be away for at least another week or so.
Okay, no problem. But we'll keep in touch.
We can always hook up via telephone for sure.
Yeah, we'll talk by Monday and give us the latest on this Panama scandal. That's seriously creating a stir around the world. Thank you again, Thompson, for keeping us informed there. Thank you.
You're welcome, man.
Thank you. We're going to talk again. I will take your phone calls. We're talking to the Dominica Brewery Action. More action this weekend. You're very anxious to talk. As a matter of fact, I spoke to the mother yesterday of this young man implicated in this big scandal. She's willing to talk. I suspect she has much more to say today than she did yesterday. We're coming back after this.
My life, this is my year, and I'll drink Kubuli anywhere. Night in Saint-Sylvain is on for Fête Isidore 2016. Saturday, May the 14th from 7 p.m. It's all happening in San City. Michael on the bandstand, Ecstasy Band, Orthopedic Savant, and the Kubuli DJ Snow. Come to the famous fishing community to sample smoked fish, steamed, fried fish, raw crayfish, and so much more. Yes, it's going to be a seafood spread to tempt your taste buds all night with a PC called Kubuli Day. Good food, good music, great people, fun and excitement, East Side style. Fish night in Isidore Country for Fête Isidore 2016, Saturday, May the 16th. So where we going? Headline sponsor, Kubuli Chebe Sao.
All right, let's talk again to Elvis in the afternoon there. Elvis.
Yes, I'm having a good laugh. Yeah, let's get back to
You want to laugh more? Just check this out. Check this out. Maybe you'll have to go to that. You may not have sponsored that one. That's all I can say.
That's a request.
All right, we're going back, Dominique, after this.
It's on! Fish Night in Saint-Sylvain is on for Fête Isidore 2016. Saturday, May the 14th from 7 p.m. It's all happening in San City. Michael on the bandstand, Ecstasy Band, Orthopedic Savant, and the Kubuli DJ Snow. Come to the famous fishing community to sample smoked fish, steamed, fried fish, raw crayfish, and so much more. Yes, it's going to be a seafood spread to tempt your taste buds all night with a PC called Kubuli Day. Good food, good music, great people, fun and excitement, East Side style. Fish night in Isidore Country for Fête Isidore 2016, Saturday, May the 16th. So where we going? Headline sponsor, Kubuli Chebe Sao.
All right, we have a few moments, Elvis, to wrap it up.
Of course, and we let persons know that you can go on down to River Breeze in Saint-Sylvain for your Kubuli free for 10 all weekend long. As Isidore weekend. We also have Wana with Isidore as well, celebrating the feast of Isidore in Wana. And we have a jam tonight with DJ Ali at the Nico Shield Bar. Tomorrow, Saturday, football festival. On Sunday, it's a wet party affair in Wana, and we are wetting from 11 in the morning until, from 11, straight after service, we are wetting until, and on Monday, Domino, Kiddies Sports Day as well, and loads of other activities happening on Monday in Wana. And on the 14th as well, action happening, more fringe events happening at Arling, Maximal in Place in Bells. That's the Riverstone big fringe event for the Jazz and Creole at Riverstone on Saturday. The Ecstasy Band, of course, will be gracing the place with their presence on Saturday at the Riverstone. We also have the Shams in Portsmouth, Picard on Saturday, Memory Lane in Portsmouth, all on Saturday, and all for the Jazz and Creole fringe event. Davos Sports Club comes up against the Fort Young Hotel in big football match on Saturday at the Newtown Savannah. Look out for this as well. Jazz and Creole Festival is on at the Cabrits on Sunday, so look out massive for this one. And as we see, it's growing lips and bombs, of course, at the Cabrits. And this Sunday, we're expecting it to be a lot bigger than the last time. So join us at the Jazz and Creole Cabrits on Portsmouth on Sunday, and on Monday, Ashel's Place with after party in Good Hope. You can check us out for those as well, and loads of other activities happening all around the place. Once if you can check us out, remember, if you're going around the place to do any long distance, find yourself a designated driver. If you're heading to Portsmouth to the Jazz and you want to have a few, find yourself a designated driver. Saint-Sylvain, Granby, Wana, just find yourself a designated driver and go on and have some fun. Few upcoming activities, of course, we have Drink, Drop and Win coming up at Sector 7 and all weekend long, of course. This weekend you can check them out at Sector 7 on Hillsborough Street. It's a newly open restaurant and, mini club, of course, on Hillsborough Street. You can check them out there, Sector 7 all weekend long. But the first ever Drink, Drop and Win is coming up at the Sector 7 on the 21st. And on the 22nd, Guinea Street Football is coming back your way. It's coming your way, of course. The final zone is the Goodwill Zone, and that's coming your way on the 22nd, Sunday 22nd, Lindo Park in Goodwill. So Guinea Street Football, we come back. We take a break this weekend, of course. It's a long holiday weekend. We come back on the 22nd with the Guinea Street Football as we wind down. And the finals, of course, will be on June 5th. Pop Fest, Bacatel as well, coming up. We also have Soccer Mates Africa that's coming up at the Simon Club and Bar and Sports Bar. Simon Club and Sports Bar and Marsac will be opening their doors on the 27th. More is happening on the 27th. Drink, Drop and Win, of course, the second. And Volume 2, of course, of the Drink, Drop and Win at the Hole on Hillsborough Street. Hazel Edwards. And on the 27th and 28th, Drink, Drop and Win. And this time it's at Roslyn in Portersville. Roslyn Massive, we know you have been waiting for this one. The Drink, Drop and Win, it's coming your way on the 20th, Saturday 28th on the Portersville Highway at Roslyn. Old school. And this time it's happening at LMI. It's the oldie goldies happening at LMS with DJ SS and DJ Sly. And that's happening on the 28th. Only $20 will get you in. Spotlight Bar, and that's happening in Granby at the Spotlight Bar right next to the secondary school, the Piacha Secondary School in Granby on the 28th. Look out for the Kubuli DJs, Kubuli Ladies. 28th. Compa Night at the Old School Bar in Massac on the 28th. More is happening on the 3rd. Edifa, Serus on the 3rd as well. Look out for Latin Night coming your way starting in June 4th. Something special is coming at Sanford Minimart in Bataka. Sanford Minimart, something special is coming your way on the 4th. 1st of June, Night Class Volume 3 is coming your way as well. We'll let you know a lot more about that. And June 3rd, 1st to 3rd, Glassy Festival is coming your way again in Botica. The second annual Glassy Festival is on this year, June 1st to 3rd. And now, Matt, we have a few results to give out, and we will bring in now Cheryl to tell us a little more about the results of the different competition that went out.
Hello. All right, Cheryl, we're waiting.
Hello, Matt. Hi, everyone.
All right.
Kubuli is always doing.
Speak more into the mic.
Kubuli is always doing
that's
great
it.
things to give back to our customers, our consumers. We had this competition on Facebook, Instagram, where you could use the crowns to design something, and we have a winner. Our grand prize winner was the crab design, and it's from Megan Scholfer. He got 1,077 likes combined, and this person is going to win $500, and we have other participants will win consolation prizes. So we have lots of goodies to give away. We also had another one with the supermarkets. Every customer who bought a 6-pack Kubuli, they got a chance to enter their receipts into a box, and we had a draw, and we have the 6 names. We have the Kubuli branded grill. Summer is coming up, and a nice cooler filled with goodies for our customers. So we have 6 winners. We're just going to read out the names and where they shopped. Our first grand winner is Raymond Lawrence of Hillsborough Street. Shopped at Canefield Miniers 7-Eleven. Our second winner, Ezekiel Lewis, shopped at ACS Portersville. Our third winner, Derek Green from Lindomat. We have 3 other winners. The fourth winner, John Warner, shopped in Point Michelle from Paradise Hill Depot. Donna Bernard, shopped in Miniers 7-Eleven, and Barbara Pear, Miniers 7-Eleven as well. So we have these winners. We will contact you so you could come on down to get your grills or coolers from Kubli.
And even your $500, of course, as we know, the crab design has won $500. And the name of course, Megan or Megan Scholfer. We doesn't know whether it's what gender the person is, but whether it be a he or she, you can check us out for your $500. Easy that is, right? And of course, Matt, we want everyone to go out there and have a blessed weekend. It's a long weekend, and when on Monday is a holiday, and we want persons to go out there and be careful on the road, of course, when you traverse the road to and from the different destination. And if you're heading to Portsmouth for Jazz, there's one for Isidore, Sansover for Isidore, Granby. Or even if you're joining us at any one of the promotions nearby, like the Shakers this afternoon for the birthday bash of Alicia. And even if it's that close, of course, we still want you to be careful on the road. I want everyone to go out there and have a blessed weekend. And we must always remind persons that made at home, we're drinking our own. And in Dominica, a beer is definitely Chibi Sao.
Okay, don't forget, it's action this weekend. Don't forget, according to Elvis and my friend here, Chibi, is it Chibi trial?
Chibi Sao. All right. Chibi Sao, of course. That's our tagline now, Chibi Sao. But a lot of persons, because they can grab free, what I'm saying, they say Chibi Twelve, what I'm saying.
Take it easy, enjoy the weekend.
It's on! Fish Night in Sansevier is on for Fête Isidore 2016. Saturday, May the 14th from 7 p.m. It's all happening in San City. Michael on the bandstand, Ecstasy Band, Orthopedic Savant, and the Kubuli DJ Snow. Come to the famous fishing community to sample smoked fish, steamed, fried fish, raw crayfish, and so much more. Yes, it's going to be a seafood spread to tempt your taste buds all night with a PC cold Kubuli Day. Good food, good music, great people, fun and excitement, East Side style. Fish Night in Isidore Country for Fête Isidore 2016, Saturday, May the 16th. Sansevier we going. Headline sponsor, Kubuli Chibi Sao.
If you're looking for French doors, sliding doors, casement windows, hurricane shutters, fencing and much more, office cubicles, bathroom enclosures is what we offer. All the customized to your budget.
Proudly made in Dominica. Dragon Windows provides customized solutions for UPVC windows, doors, fences, railings, rolling shutters, bathroom enclosures, and many more. Good quality, customer-oriented services and affordable prices. Dragon has supplied the region for 10 years with thousands of happy customers all over the Caribbean. Located at 4 Calais, contact 448-0253 or 275-7372. Dragon Windows, the best quality and value for your money.
Bathroom enclosures is what we offer. All the customized to your budget.
All right, a lot of people asking questions about the address for this documentary on YouTube. It's People and Power, the Battle for Africa, okay? People and Power. I don't know how many times I can say this. People and Power, the Battle for Africa, because a lot of people send me WhatsApp message about this address. Again, the People and Power, or People and Power, the Battle for Africa. All right, see if we can share some of that with you this afternoon. We're coming back.
Over the past decade, China's hunger for Africa's rich natural resources has seen it overtake the EU and America as the continent's largest trading partner. The West, for so long the dominant external force in Africa's affairs, has seen its economic and political interests threatened and now worries about the strategic consequences. But what do these changing dynamics mean on the ground for Africans? In the first of a special two-part report for People and Power, Soris Samora went to find out.
kole kwa serbeno nikibwane chumbe ko ingebitu kekere kikomei kimi timwek emoni makinyoru akot echek timwecho kikitar keken biik kelenji kinyokeminwo ketik kumbe ko kikikene biik keyaye biashara keibu notik cheyobu ano akobo shauritab nusuni kikotar biik nusu ko chumbeni kibwa sikonyokowal ko ngobwa koitu chumibani kosibi soturini kobochu kobendi en kandoik kikikibe emoni kochebe rabisiek age tugul kotuchin konye.
I'll see if I can translate based on what is coming out there.
There's an old African saying, when two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. For many of us Africans, our relationship with the West has defined centuries of bitter and humiliating history. Slavery, colonialism. Since independence, our governments have reduced themselves to begging from the very powers that once enslaved us. Foreign aid, our daily bread, the hopeless continent. Today, a new elephant has arrived in our lands. China is now Africa's largest trading partner. If you fly into Kenya, China meets you at the airport. A new terminal built by the Chinese is about to open. Another sign of this growing relationship. In just 10 years, China's trade with the continent has gone from $10 billion to over $200 billion. And where is most of the Chinese money going? Infrastructure. Across the continent, Chinese money and Chinese firms are running major infrastructure projects. It is estimated that 30% of all new projects in Africa are the result of Chinese investment. Africa needs new infrastructure to speed up its development. China needs it to enable the free flow of mineral resources it needs from the continent. Here in Kenya, the plans are impressive. This port terminal in Mombasa, completed last year, was built by the Chinese. And the port is at one end of an ambitious $25 billion railway line to be paid for and built by the Chinese, linking the capitals of Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, and South Sudan. But as the friendship with China grows, at every stop along the proposed railway line, the West appears to be losing influence.
We need to be able to understand that the age or the era of dictating to small nations or trying to force down specific agendas are gone.
Everybody's lecturing us. You should do this, you should do that, you should do that. But this is my house. I know how to run my house.
One world that is the West, that feels they have the right to dominate, to control, to impose themselves.
Before signing off on these multi-billion-dollar deals, Chinese officials are not demanding, like the West is, that African leaders conform to Western standards of human rights, economic reform, and anti-corruption. In Africa, many see this as a welcome break from the evangelism of Western governments who have been accused of putting undue pressure on them to adopt Western-style democracies. For the first time since the Cold War, African leaders like President Kenyatta can do more than simply criticize the West. They can now look elsewhere for meaningful economic and political support. And China's policy of no strings attached investment contrasts starkly with the tradition of Western conditional aid. As African governments and industry welcome Chinese engagement and African leaders become more vocally critical of Western powers, are we Africans now at the center of a battle for Africa? I spoke to Kenya's top civil servant in the Ministry of Infrastructure. He is a fan of the Chinese way of doing things, and with their support is building thousands of kilometers of new roads and connecting the country like never before. Is it that the Chinese are respecting the Africans. Arguments that I've had that, the West comes in as the master and, therefore they don't want to bend, they don't want to learn or embrace the African ways. Is this part of the problem?
Yes, I think I agree with you entirely that the approach is, how do I perceive you? Chinese come and more or less within a few days are equal level with their fellow contractors. I think with an open mind, the Western contractors, again, they can be able to learn something from these Chinese contractors.
It must be exciting for you now. You have choices.
I think what we are really coming out is competition, and in terms of how fast can we be able to deliver a project, how fast can we be able to access to the loan, how fast can we be able to adopt what we call our kind of requirements. So it's up to Western contractors to learn what are these key issues which Chinese are addressing, which probably they are not addressing.
But China is bringing more than its business to Africa. It's bringing its power and influence too. Tribalism has always dominated Kenyan politics. And in December 2007, Kenya exploded. The country split down tribal lines in a fury of violence after a hotly contested presidential election. Over 1,000 people were killed. Hundreds of thousands lost their homes. Next, the International Criminal Court, or the ICC, charged current President Uhuru Kenyatta, leader of Kenya's largest tribe, the Kikuyu, and his deputy William Ruto, leader of Kenya's third largest tribe, the Kalenjin, of being connected to murders and rapes that took place during the violence.
People in power, the battle for Africa. We'll come back in the next few minutes right after this. Right after this. Yesterday, I told you I speak to a mother who was very concerned about her name, or not her name, her son's name being called and implicated in a major international scandal. Good afternoon to you again.
Hi.
Hi, how are you, Jackie?
Matt, I cry.
Why are you crying, Jackie?
Matt, I cannot believe that little boy could have all that money and all you fire him. All you fire him and leave him without a cent on the road. All his bills I have to try to help him. His little girl, I have to help his little girl. And that little boy have all that money on his name. Man, fire on them fellas. Fire on Jesus. Burn them, Lord! Burn them! Burn them! My God in heaven, I cannot believe that! I cannot believe these people could do my child that! I can never believe these people could do my child that! You fire him and you leave him with nothing! And you have all that money on his name! God have mercy on your soul! Oh Lord Jesus, Lord, but I'm frustrated! boy have millions on his name, and you fire him. Fire! If he don't fire you, you're going to hell!
A very emotional mother there who thinks that her son's name is being used as a front for millions of dollars, and he was recently fired by the very individual who used his name. 145. I imagine I could just feel how this lady feels at this time. Hello.
Matt.
Yes.
I have my stress there hearing the lady talking, boy. And I start to cry. The lady saying things bad with her child, and the child has so much money. Boy, the lady touched me there. I don't have nothing bad to say about anybody, but it touched me, Matt. Boy, I tell you, I have all my stress there, and I there crying to hear what the lady saying. Boy, it's sad, it's hateful, and it's painful. I just want to tell the lady, just take it easy, my dear. I have nothing bad to say about anybody. I know that kind of a person for that. Just take it easy, my lady.
Thank you for the support, Marlon. Hello, somebody's on the overseas line there. Hello.
Yes, Matt. Hi. How are you doing, Matt?
Good, good.
Matt, you know, I don't know where Mr. Austri learned his accounting, his finance, or his banking, or I don't know where he went to school or how far he got in school. But for Mr. Austri to say that that is nothing, maybe Mr. Austri is unaware that the ministers of finance and the Eastern Caribbean Council, Sir Ron Saunders, even the deputy governor of the central bank, has been talking about the de-risking and the attendant result of the banks losing their correspondent relationships in the United States. So I don't know, but you see, it is very strange that people like Mr. Austri choose, instead of educating the people, telling us about the Petro-Carib money, how much is it and what they use it for, is telling people that don't worry about something that is even discussed in the British Parliament, that caused the Premier of Finland to resign, that caused some other president of another country to be resigned, another one to be impeached, and yet Austri says that is nothing. Matt, you have a car, Matt, and without fuel in it, that car cannot run anywhere. Matt, our financial services sector is the fuel on which the economies of the world, including Dominica and the OECS, runs, Matt. Matt, at the present moment, Dominica's economy is like a vehicle that has water in the gasoline in the engine. So it's stuttering, Matt. It almost comes to a stop. Matt, when we lose the correspondent banking relationship, Matt, that economy comes to a halt and it cannot move because there's no fuel in the tank to go. It is a very serious matter when you don't have correspondent banking relationship because one, Matt, remember our currency is tied to the US dollar, Matt. Or transactions that we do, Matt, wherever all the cars we buy from Japan, wherever, Matt, we first pay for it in US dollars, Matt. If you have somebody in the United States, they want to send you a wire transfer, they want to send you some money to Western Union, Matt, you will have a problem if you don't have a U.S. correspondent bank. But that is a very serious matter, and I think Mr. Austri would be well advised to advise the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance to get involved at the Eastern Caribbean Currency Council and discuss the merging of the indigenous banks to form a very strong bank that they can now get a corresponding bank rather than to be talking that foolishness.
All right, caller, thank you very much. Point well taken. Matt, the people are taking this as a joke, but it is no joking matter. Matt, this is fraud and identity theft, and somebody need to be arrested. Hello, 150.
Yes, Matt. Matt, good afternoon.
Yes.
Matt, let me say to you that we in the United States, the patriots of Dominica, we are going to seek advice and ensure that the United States government, the FBI, get involved and make sure the accounts of Stephen Isidore, Alec Lawrence, and all those involved in the major laundering of the passport sale proceeding, that money needs to be frozen. These individuals, charges need to be brought against all those involved in this mega, if not $1 million, $1 billion, went to these shell accounts on fictitious names, on people who have no clue. Matt, this is a serious business, and we are going to find, I'm going to call my congressman, we're going to get with people who know what to do and quickly have these accounts frozen and have Mr. Stephen Isidore, Alec Lawrence, Chuck Lawrence, and all those involved in Roosevelt Carrot administration. We're not going to take on Osprey. Osprey needs to go back to Guyana and learn in the jungle like told people. Matt, thank you very much for your listening. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. As a mother, I felt for this mother's pain. Just want to tell her, hold strong, God is love. No wrongs will go unpunished. Hello.
Matt?
Yes.
Good afternoon to you and your listeners.
Uh-huh.
If the police of Dominica does not want to arrest the government of Dominica, then we should come out and do a citizen arrest, because Dominica, the Commonwealth of Dominica name is involved. And the Prime Minister has yet to give us an explanation, and the ministers of government are as guilty as Mr. Skerrit. So the people, if you see we were a serious country, Matt, and a serious people, this Labour Party would not be in government, because we would demand the entire resignation of this cabinet. And Dominicans, it's time for them to get up and smell the coffee, man. Close down the blasted country.
Good morning. Hello. Yes.
One of the names they call on the radio is my good friend. I met him, I approached him, I told him that he said there's many names like that. There's a guy close to the party. He's a full heart supporter. He's my friend.
All right, caller. Thank you very much. Hello. Yes.
Somebody was saying, or you say, people are not serious. You see, the problem is where it's coming from. You know, people have the notion, so many Dominicans have the notion that anything coming out of Q90.
But this is not coming out of Q. This is all over the world, my friend. You can just Google it yourself. I'm just fed up with this very ignorant people here that just taking everything for a joke. Don't believe me. Go on Google and Google everything, or go on YouTube. It's right there.
It's right there, but you see, they still don't want to believe. So as long as they don't believe, that's their problem. At least you all are doing a good job in letting them know what.
I will continue to try, Bogaroy. We will continue to try. But I've always been taught that it's very difficult to educate ignorant people. Hello.
Matt, I hope the Speaker of the House allows the leader of the opposition to ask the question.
I will have to wait. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes.
Matt, I got a question for you.
Ask me a question, bro.
The lady who spoke about her son, I think we are jumping the gun by not having her make a report at police headquarters.
But I'm sure, and I am aware that she has reported to her lawyer, and they're pursuing this one.
Okay, well, that's good, because that would be the first step.
Yeah, I think that's what has happened, okay? Well, thank you for the concern, though. Hello. 4493095, hello. Yes? Okay, thank you. Sure, we'll continue with the Panama Papers and all the related scandals and stories. Come Tuesday, Monday is a holiday. But on the line is a voice you've been dying to hear for a few days. Blessings, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Welcome back.
I say praise, thanks, blessings, and glory to all with humanity, man. Man, thanks to you and blessings to you as well.
Good to you. Good to hear you, man.
I give thanks. I'm there. We attempted to land on Wednesday, but cloud cover from Barbados to Dominica. We had to fly to Antigua, and I came in yesterday from Antigua to Dominica. And I'm there, Matt. Not out of the woods completely, but more hopeful. In Dominica was a level of hopelessness because it is a misdiagnosis, it is an error, a level of incompetence, maybe on the side of a Cuban doctor who said that there was no circulation in the leg. And I was out for amputation, Matt, after losing one toe, which is a bad toe I had from the time I was small, maybe 5, 6 years growing up, knocking the same toe. They say it's a blind toe. So they would ask me to tie it with white thread, whether it is superstition or not. And I become diabetic about 26, 27 years ago around there. And that toe died a slow death, which had to be amputated. But all of a sudden, an ultrasound by that doctor, a lady doctor, said that there was no circulation in the leg.
Wow.
And I check in what's up. They tell me the leg need to be amputated, and thank God for the citizens of Dominica and others, which I will not mention any names now, Matt.
Yeah.
Who said that no, they're not going to allow me to just sit and languish, allowing for a second opinion. Something has to be done. So with you and Sheridan and everybody else, the citizens of Dominica who came together and collected the funds and sent me to Barbados, where the doctor told me he could feel the pulse in my ankle and at the back of my knee, and he used a small ultrasounding device, and he placed on my ankle to let me listen to the pulse myself, allow me to listen to the pulse myself. Then a CAT scan show from my abdomen to my feet, there was no blocked arteries, Matt, in my body. Are you listening to me?
I'm here.
So the brother was asking me what is happening in my country. How could I lose a leg when there was no blocked arteries, when there are no blocked arteries in my body? I told him, I simply said, Doc, I don't know, and I chuckled because I know, but I refuse to elaborate on all my problems, So, Matt, the main procedure I was sent to Barbados to do, having to do with maybe unblocking the arteries in my leg, some surgical procedure, the doctor told me that was unnecessary, but I had to lose a second toe because the first incision into the foot was poorly done, which the surgeon in Barbados told me. So that left my little toe, my small toe, like an island on its own. Very little blood supply to it, so it was getting black. So I had to lose a second toe, Matt. The people have to make them know. And, leave a semi-C on my right foot, to the right of my right foot, the small toe on the toe next to it. And he told me there is no need for amputation. Based on all the expense, which in the interest of time, Matt, we cannot get into, but we will do that sometimes next week.
Yes, we will.
And I am home recuperating, Matt. The Dr. Thomas, thank God for Dr. Thomas. And everybody else. I do not want, some people do not even want the names mentioned for fear of, you know what already, Matt, victimization, retribution, whatever you want to say.
I know.
So they just say, let it be. Blessings, we did what we do for you, or out of the goodwill of our hearts, not wanting any praise or anything. But trust me, Matt, I told you I cried twice, not for the excruciating pains which I was bearing at the hospital, which I never cried, but I was groaning loud enough that you could record it from a little distance, couple of yards away. But Matt, I cried for the love, appreciation, acceptance, the charity, the sacrifice the people of Dominica has made. As I told you, I was blatantly wrong. I was absolutely wrong with the broad brush categorization of my people, thinking, Dominicans are just people who love to use people and pretend and be hypocritical about things. And, so I laugh with them. I know, well, they like me because I'm trying to help to redeem them from our problems we all have created. That's my perception, then, Matt.
Yes.
But right now, I have a different perspective altogether.
All I have to tell you now, because of time, is welcome home. We'll continue our conversations next week. Blessings, but it's really a pleasure to have you home.
Thanks a lot to you and to everybody else, and God bless, and more love and blessings and guidance.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Until next week. Thank you. Yeah.